Hello everybody, today we're doing a video on the drones, all the drones that I have that we play with and fly. So I was gonna have her do both English and Japanese, but it's kind of a lot, it's technical. So
Yes.
so I'll do the English version, she's gonna do the Japanese version, okay?
Okay.
You want to say hi?
Hi. こんにちは。
And thank you for watching.
見てくれてありがとうございます。もしもよかったら、Like and Subscribe お願いします。
What about your new shirt?
そうだ。これ新しいシャツ、アイアナズボイスのシャツ。ビルさんが作ってくれました。ありがとう。
Okay, so we'll get started. First off, we're just gonna go down the drones from the order that I got them in as well, and then my personal opinion on each drone, what they're good for, how they fly, and everything. So, first off is the Phantom 3. So I'll go through the English descriptions and then she'll do the Japanese version. All right. So this is the Phantom 3. Now this is an older version. They have Phantom 4s now that are, of course, much more updated, much more, high tech. So this is the first drone I got, and let's see, Phantom 3. Let's see, Greg. This drone I would suggest more for professional use. It's not really like a learning drone. As you can tell, it's big and bulky, and it's heavy. It's not as compatible as the other drones. Like, it's not something you can just throw in your bag. Like, they have bags for it, but they're almost a complete suitcase. So this is more professional. The camera is 4K. I mean, it's good for taking like those scenery shots, I guess, through mountaintops, or what you would see on Netflix when you're watching the loading screen or the screensaver. The battery is actually pretty big, and it gets a lot of flight time. But look at the battery is quite large, and it takes time to charge them and everything like that. And I mean, that's the reason for it being, because these drones are made to fly long distances over the ocean or in the mountains and take some good footage, some good aerial footage. And I think they use them for like checking out, like say you have a farm or something, you want to see like where there's issues in your corn stalks or the house. They can take them over your house and check things. So these are really good for professional use. Extremely durable. My brother ran it straight into a tree when I went back to the States, and it's still flying fine. I've crashed it 4 or 5 times, just here and there, running it. Like I said, it was my first drone, so it took a beating. I had to put these Batman stickers on it just to cover up the scratches and the destruction. Price-wise, this is kind of an expensive drone. The 4s and stuff, the Phantom 4s, they can get pretty expensive because it is mostly used for professional use. And I'm not sure about the features like the follow me and on the new drones. This one didn't really have that, so it wasn't something I ever messed with. I've never touched the Phantom 4, so I don't really want to comment on it. And the remote controller. So let's move to the remote. This is the remote controller. And it's also got the Batman sticker. So this is also very large, very heavy, very bulky, and it's extremely simple. I mean, it's like the old helicopter remote control things, and also very durable. You put your cell phone in here, this little case. I mean, it's very simple, and it's a great drone, but after you've practiced with some of the other drones, I suggest you move on to this one to get the real good shots. I mean, it's not as quick and small and sporty as some of the other ones, but it's more of that you want to see scenery and you want to go over like the ocean and check something out, or the roofing on your house. And that's what this drone is more for. So my overall decision on this drone would be, it's a great drone to have when you're a professional, or if you're planning on doing professional type of photography or videography. I do not recommend it for your first practice drone like me. It did take a beating and it's still here, so that was a good thing. But on the most part, I would wait to get one of these Phantoms until you're more experienced. So next is Ayana, the Japanese.
さんじゃあこの DJI ドローンの説明をします。これはファントム3で、パパの一番初めのドローンだそうです。 で、ファントム3が古くて、ファントム4、ファントム4が新しく出てくるけど使ったことがないので説明ができないです。ごめんなさい。で、いいドローンだけど、なんかプロの人が使うドローンなので、まあちょっとプロになりたい人にはおすすめができます。で、普通に、結構大きくて、なんか重いです。コンパクトではありません。そして、バッテリーが結構大きいので、まあ長く使えます。まあ充電も時間かかるけど。で、それでまあ遠くに行ける、まあ、バッテリーがね、大きいし。でそして、簡単に壊れない。まあ、パパは4、5回ぐらいぶつけたそうだけど、まだ壊れてないので。すごい。
And Uncle Chris crashed it too.
ちょっとごめん。で、そして、練習ができるごめん。で、練習ができるドローンだけど、おすすめはできませんね、練習に。
練習 it's not made for practice, it's made for more professional.
そして、音がちょっと大きいです。
Yeah, I didn't go over those 2 points actually, I forgot. It is a little loud because it's a big drone, so it's a lot of power, so it makes some noise. As well as distance-wise, it does get some good distance because it is bigger drone and stuff. So those are 2 points I didn't. So they do get pretty good distance, but it is loud.
値段はそんなに安くはないですね。でそして、カメラが 4K まで大丈夫です。でそして、DJI。そしてリモ。リモ。はい、リモは、まあ、ちょっとリモ。大きくて、で、ちょっとなんか重くて、まあ、コンパクトではないんですけど、まあシンプルで、そして、まあ、こっちのドローンと同じふうに、まあ、強くて、でそして、まあ、全体的にプロ用に使われているドローンです。
That's it. So that's the Phantom 3. So we'll put that aside for now. That's the Phantom 3, a great drone, but not a practice drone. It's more for professional use. If you get one, then they're great and they're fun, a little expensive. So enjoy. Next will be the Spark.
Spark, I like the name.
Which was my second drone. Sorry, I don't have the battery on there.
Oh.
I left it in the car. So anyway, so this is the Spark. The Spark is small, as you can see. It's very small, but it's not compact. It doesn't fold up. This is the way it is. So when you buy the cases stuff for it, I mean, it's like a little box. So it has features like the quick shot, which is quick shot is when you like hit a button on the camera that it'll do something automatically. Like it'll circle around you, or it'll fade out, or it'll come in and stuff like that. So it does those kind of quick shot features. It has hand gestures, where you can put up your hand and it'll follow it and stuff like that. And it is a little loud. It's I know it's small, but it's a little loud. It's got like a giant mosquito sound to it. And these are great for practice. The camera is only 1080, so it's not like a very high-end camera. It's small, easy, quick, not too heavy, and it's great to practice with. And the price is actually pretty cheap. I mean, within the drone world, it's not a very expensive drone. So anyway, it's a good drone. It's very good for practice, learning, training. If you just want to, fly around your house and get the feel for it, it's perfect size because it's not too big. Battery is small. It's a small battery. It just fits in right here. So it only gets about maybe 13 to 15 minute flight time. So you need a bunch of batteries if you go out to the mountains or the beach or something, because you go all that way, you don't want to run out. It doesn't have a lot of sensors into it, so you got to kind of be careful where you're flying. It won't hit things forward. I think it's got some forward, but it doesn't have rear sensors or anything like that. So that's the Spark. I mean, it's a great drone, but this is more for practice. And then the Spark's controller, they've definitely went a big step from the other controllers. It's small and it's simple. You fold these hands down and you put your cell phone in there, and that's how you run the cable to the side. It's got several buttons, sports mode, so it can move pretty quick. It'll fly around. Distance-wise, it doesn't get like great distance like some of the other drones because it's small. It'll lose connection, but when they lose connection, they come right back to where they took off. So it's not a worry. I mean, you just fly it until either the battery gets too low or you lose connection and it comes back to you. So that's a good point. Overall, I think it's a great drone for practicing. If you want to learn how to fly a drone, you want to just practice a little bit, not worried about losing $5,000 or something, then this is the perfect drone. I dropped it in the ocean in Okinawa, and DJI, well, it fell because the motor went out on me, and they replaced it for free. They sent me another drone.
Oh.
So, all right, that's the Spark.
Give them 500 yen.
Okay, your turn. And now the Japanese version.
そんじゃあ次はスパークの紹介です。小さいけどコンパクトではないです。畳むこと、ここが畳むことができません。そして、カメラは、1080までです。そしていいオプションが あります。例えば、クイックショットとフォローモードとハンドジェスチャーなんか手でやるの。そして、少し音が大きいです。大きな蚊みたいです。音は。まあ、大丈夫そうだけどな、私だと。そして練習に向いてます。あんまり高くはないですね、そんなに。そして、バッテリーは小さいから飛ぶ時間が、少ないです。15分ぐらいは飛べるね。そして、距離が行けるところまではまあ普通のドローンと同じかな。そして、センサーが少ないからなんか気をつけないといけないです。まあ、ぶつかんないように。そして、リモコンの方、ビーズで、まあリモコンの見た目はシンプル。そしてまあ小さいで畳めれるからコンパクト。そして、スポーツモードボタンがあって、そしてスマホを置くところがあります。ここにスマホを置いてするプロ用ではないです。はい。
Good job.
Yeah.
So that is the Spark. Drone number 2. Great drone for practice and training, but not for serious pros. The camera is not as strong as most of the other drones. It's still, you won't get as good at footage and pictures and stuff. So, and all these drones take an SD card. You need an SD card to use them. So without an SD card, you're not doing anything. So common the drone. Anyway, that's the Spark. So next we're going to move on to the Mavic Pro. Yay, Mavic Pro.
Yeah.
So the Mavic Pro. Now, this drone is good for, I think, personally for professional use or just for fun. I mean, this drone is one of my favorites. It's amazing. It's compact, like you can fold the arms in. So small. The propellers come off easily. You can just snap them off, spin them off. It's like a turn and twist thing. So it's very small to use. It's kind of big. I mean, and it's still a big drone. It's bigger than my hand, but it's smaller than the Phantom and stuff. I would say it's about a mid-sized drone, like an average mid-sized drone. So it's compact. You can take it with you. Let's see what else. Not so heavy. It's so. I mean, it's not light and that's good for wind. So the lighter it is, the more it's affected by wind. So this keeps it pretty steady. You can fly it on a pretty windy day. And the camera gets up to 4K. You can see the little camera down there, and it's on a gimbal, the gimbal's amazing. And it has a lot of like special features. For example, the quick shot options. It's got the follow me. It's got the spotlight where it just sits there, so it'll follow something from one area and then just keep it in its camera. It's got a terrain mode where it'll fly and it'll keep aligned with the terrain, so you can go up a mountain and stuff. I mean, it's got a lot of options. It's extremely good for professional use, and I suggest that if you're good at drones and you want to go in that middle area, this is definitely a good drone to choose from. It has a normal mode, it has a sports mode, it has a cinematic mode where it goes really slow. So it has also a fixed wing mode, which is it turns it into almost like an airplane controller where it just goes straight and your up is down and down is up. It turns it into an airplane. So that's another option on it. Distance wise, I'm not sure the exact distance it's supposed to fly, but it does go pretty far. I've had it over a kilometer or so and no issues whatsoever. The battery is semi-big, so it does get a good flight time. I think around 20 plus minutes it gets. And when you're in sports mode, those things, of course, the battery drops down quicker, so you got to be prepared for that. It's durable. My nephew actually bought this drone and he crashed it into a tree and broke, I think, the arm off or the motor, and he fixed it himself, and I've been flying it ever since and never had an issue. So it's very durable, very good drone. A lot of sensors. There's sensors all around it to like backing up so don't hit something if it's following, if it goes forward, like it won't get too close to the person with the controller. You know, they're getting more and more technical, which is really good. And then the controller for this is this. It's almost exact same controller as like the Spark. The only difference is, one, it has a built-in screen here, so you can see information like how high you are, what distance you're flying, what mode you're in. Just it has like a little digital printout, like what mode you're flying in and anything specific details. Sensors, it shows you like the sensors, where the sensors are going. Let's see. Of course, it's got the phone holder thing here, and it folds up nice and small. Button-wise, it's got your typical buttons all around it to control your gimbal or control the cameras. Fixed wing mode buttons down at the bottom. So overall, this drone is one of my favorites. It's a great, reliable, strong drone. You can use it for professional use if you want to take some good footage or, you know, videos of somebody surfing, or if you just want to fly it over a mountaintop. It's great. Price-wise, the Pros get a little more expensive because it's a Pro. It's the cameras has a lot more options. Like you can go into the settings of the camera for really specific, like ISO and all that stuff. I don't deal with all that. I'm not that much into camera work. I love the drones themselves, so I don't want to go into details because I don't want to say anything wrong. But the Pro versions of these drones are just much more detailed when it comes to camera work and what you can do with it when it comes to footage and stuff like that, settings and stuff. So if you're really into cameras, then the Pro is definitely the one you want because you have full control over how the camera sees everything, the lighting and all that stuff. So that's my overall impression. It's a great drone. If you're going to get drones and you want to be serious about it, definitely get a Mavic Pro. And now the Japanese version.
それでは次紹介するのはマビックプロです。プロ用で、遊びでも使えます。大きさはまあ大きいけどな。で、あとなんかでコンパクトで畳めます。なんかすごい変な見た目になってるね。そして、重くない。なんかまあ軽くて。そしてカメラは 4K までいけます。いっぱいオプションがあります。まずはじめについてくるモードと、それと、クイックショットというモード、ハンドジェスチャーというモードと、タップフライというモードがあります。まだ他にもいっぱいあります。いっぱいありすぎる。そして、センサーがいっぱいあるから安心です。そして、普通とスポーツモードがあります。でもスポーツモードやるとバッテリーもすぐなくなっちゃうから気をつけて、そこは。すごい速くなります、スポーツモードをやると。そして、距離がすごく良くて、1キロ以上までいけるそう、以上いけるそうです。バッテリーが20分以上持てます。それと、リモコンが、持ちやすくて、ここに携帯入れて、ここに入れて、それと、スクリーンがあります。それで高さとか、何キロってとか、速さとかが見れます。でそして、全体的にプロでも初心者でも使えます。パパのお気に入りです。
Okay, so that's the Mavic Pro. Definitely a good drone to check into if you want to spend the money. Okay, next is the Mavic Mini. Now, the Mavic Mini is, let's see, Mavic Mini is extremely light. That's why they call it a mini. It's in Japan it's 199 grams, and in the States I think it's 149 grams, or 249 or 250. Reason being is they keep it at under a certain weight for regulations and laws. So, like in certain countries or states, you don't have to register this drone because it's still within like the weight of a toy, I guess to say it. In Japan, 200 grams is officially a drone. Anything under that is considered like a toy. So it gives you a little more freedom of what you can do with it and fly it like in certain areas that wouldn't allow a drone to fly it, but this is considered to be the weight of a toy. So it's extremely light. It's very, very compact. Easy to take with you. I mean, look at that. It's like...
My drawing.
Of course, that's Ayana's little drawing there. We'll talk about that later. It's hard to see, but... So it's very small, it's very compact, and let's see... they're not too expensive. I mean, they're not cheap, and no drone is really cheap, but they're not that crazy price or anything like that. The camera gets up to 2K, so it can still take some pretty good videos and pictures and stuff like that. The only issue, well, one of the issues is it's not got a lot of sensors because that's how the weight, they kept the weight down. For the Japanese version, they had to lower the weight more than the American version, so they had to take some of the battery off of it. Like I guess the battery size is a little smaller, so we don't get as much fly time as what the States would get. It's like 10 minutes difference, 5 minutes difference. But the sensors are also, there's not a lot of sensors on it, so you have to be careful flying it because it will hit you. It will run into a wall or something if you're not careful because of the sensors. But they have the little training thing that you put around the propellers, like if you want to fly it in your house and stuff. So even if you hit the wall, it just bumps up against the wall. So that's a good thing to get if you plan on practicing with it. Features wise, it's also got quick shot, but that's about it. There is no follow me mode. There's nothing like that. I mean, it does very good quick shots. As I mentioned, the battery life is a little shorter, so we get about, I want to say about 15 minutes or so out of it, maybe. In the States, I think they get 20 some minutes or so. I don't remember, but we get a little less in the States. The biggest issue with this drone, it's a great drone, and I love this drone. I use it all the time. It's one of my favorites as well. But on a windy day, you can't fly it because it's so light, the wind affects it a lot. And a strong wind comes, and then you'll get a warning on your controller saying, hey, come down, it's too windy, bring it down, kind of thing. So on a windy day, it's not really useful. So if you go hiking somewhere and it's really windy, you have to wait till the wind comes down to fly it. But it's great to take on trips. It's great to take anywhere. I mean, you can throw it in your bag. And they have these stickers that you can buy, which is, I'll try to get a better view of it later. But yeah, she drew that, and you just stick them on there. And you customize it, which is kind of cool. So you can customize your own drone. And the remote controller for this one, it's pretty much the same as the other ones, but there is a little one difference. So as you can see, it's flat. There's no thumb control sticking out here. That being is when you put it in like a bag or something and it pushes up against the thumb controls, it can kind of mess with the calibration of the sticks and stuff, because when it's leaning on something too much. Back in the day when you had remote control cars and stuff, you had to fix the calibration. So same thing. So what you do is you open where you put the cell phone in, and they have the thumbsticks down here underneath in a little compartment, and then you just screw it in. You screw it in, and there you go.
Yay.
You have your thumb controls. So that's a little change. Other than that, it's mostly the same. It's extremely simple. It doesn't have a lot of extra buttons, and it's light. So they kept the whole thing very light. That way it's easy to carry. So that is the Mavic Mini. My overall, great drone to practice with. It's cheap. It's cheaper than some of the other drones. It's light. It's easy to carry. You can take it anywhere. Even if it is a windy day, just don't take it high. Just keep it near the ground. You can fly indoors, outdoors. Has a good camera. It goes up to 2K. The quick shot modes are very good. I mean, they keep the target in the center camera. So if you want a drone to practice with, to play with, that you're not like seriously going out to do like aerial footage professionally, this is definitely a good drone to get. If it was my choice between this and the Spark, I would definitely get this. I mean, the Spark has more sensors and more options with like the hand gestures and stuff, but this one is just more fly time, lighter, easy to carry, and it's funner, and it takes much better video. So that's my overall breakdown of the Mavic Mini. So next is the Japanese version.
そんじゃあ次紹介するのはマビックミニという ドローンです。すごく軽くて、なんでかというと、なんだっけ、日本の、日本の
In Japan, it's $199. In America, it's $250.
そうじゃない、ちょっとここカットするけど、ママにやってもらうってやってもらう。それでもすごい軽いや。
Oh, yeah. Just,
すごい軽いです。
she's trying to figure out just the difference. Yeah, it's extremely light.
そして、日本では、1000
199.
うっ
Right, right.
199グラムで、アメリカだと、250グラムです。コンパクトで持ちやすいです。旅行にも持っていけます。本当だ、すごい。そして、練習にいいと思います。まあ、だから初心者とか練習に使ったらいいかな。そして値段がちょうどいいです。なんかちょうど。で、そして、カメラは、2K までいけます。そして、センサーが少ないから、気をつけないと、木などに当たっちゃうので、自分の頭とか、だから気をつけてください。そして、オプションがちょっとしかありません。クイックショットで、フォローがないんですよ。まあでも練習に頑張って作るし。で、長く遊べます。20分以上遊べます。バッテリーが小さいけどね。すごいね。そして、軽いから、風があると飛べません。もしも遊んでる途中に風が来たら、なんだっけ、コントローラーになんか風が来たらって入れてくるから、そこは失敗しない方がいいかな。大丈夫。で、そして、シールを買ったらカスタマイズができます。これ私が描いた絵です。見にくいね。で、そして、次はリモさん。軽いし、畳むことができます。で、そして、コンパクト。で、サムスティックが、今なんか、ここついてますけど、なんかもともとフラットでないんですけど、ここ、荷物とか、なんか上に置くとここが壊れるから、そのためにちょっと旅行に持っていくときに必要だから、ここのちょうどサムスティックをここに入れてるから、回して、ここのちょうどここら辺に今つければ、普通のサムスティックになります。で、そして、でシンプルで、ここスマホを入れる。で、そして、全体的に旅行、練習、遊びに、あと、いいショットに、使います。
So that's our take on the Mavic Mini. So, and then next is the final drone, which is the newest drone out. It's the Mavic Air 2. Now, Mavic Air just basically means it's lighter and stuff than the other ones. And so this drone is brand new. It's middle size. It's smaller than the Mavic Pro, just a little bit. So it's kind of like the little brother to the Mavic Pro.
Yeah.
So this one's a little smaller, but it's still middle. It's compact. It folds up just like the other drones do. And this one is probably about the size of my hand from top to bottom. So it's perfect size. I mean, this to me is the perfect size. The camera itself the gimbal is amazing. It's a 4K camera, but I think they're launching an update to make it an 8K hyperlapse, which I'm not really exactly sure what that is, but 8K sounds pretty good. It also has other settings built in, like with the camera you can do slow motion, which some of the other drones can't do that. You do slow motion, you can do like hyperlapse and things like that. Those more of a camera professional people like to do. And the battery actually is amazing. You get over 30 minutes. I've taken it out a few times and I've got 30 minutes easy off of it, maybe 25 to 30. The battery's kind of big, but very simple, very, very good battery. Now the distance on this thing is because they've changed the way the controller is to the AccuSync, I think it's called. It used to be like Wi-Fi. So even though these other drones get like 2-3 kilometers, 4 kilometers, and stuff like that, and that's when you say 4 kilometers, that means you're standing on a higher position than the drone, like on a mountaintop, and the drone is going straight. or you send it up. So there's nothing interfering with your signal. But usually if there's anything, houses or trees interfering with your signal, then you're going to only get like a kilometer or so. But that's fine. I mean, you don't need more than that. This thing gets 10 kilometers. And I haven't taken it out 10 kilometers yet, but I took it out. I let it fly it went over 2 kilometers. And then just because the battery was getting low, I didn't charge it fully. I brought it back. And there was no disconnect. There was no video, like digitalizing thing. It was just perfectly clean for 2 kilometers. So that's extremely impressive. One of these days I'll try to take it as far as it'll go, but for now, just 2 kilometers is more than enough for me. It's quiet. It's not very loud. Some of these other drones sound pretty loud. When you have a loud drone, you have to be careful because people around get nervous. If you're at the beach and they hear the drone flying over, they get scared. Nobody wants to get hit in the head with a drone. Options wise, it has the quick shot. The quick shot's what all the other drones have basically, but this one had added 2 more versions of the quick shot, which is pretty cool. Boomerang and then asteroid, which is really neat. It also has there's some other camera settings you can do for like the 2K, and then I don't know the cameras very well, so I don't want to say anything. But it had a lot more camera option settings. It's almost like the Mavic Pro, but not that technical. The application, it uses a different app. It uses a DJI Fly rather than DJI 4 or the DJI Go 4, and so the app is simple, but it's just like point and touch. The Mavic Pro is more of like set the settings and roll the dial to get to specific settings. Anyway. So the price is average for a drone like this, but for the quality of the drone, it's cheap. I mean, the price compared to what you get out of it is just, to me, it's uncomparable. I would definitely take this drone over any other drone. The follow me mode on this thing is incredible. I locked on targets and I tried to get them to break it, and it wouldn't lose its target. So, for example, let's use Tom. Put Tom out there. Put Tom.
Thank you.
So when it's following something, and if Tom moves, it's going to follow Tom. Now, if he goes back, it's going to follow this way. But if you go back this way, it backs up. Now, usually, when they get to this point, the camera can only go down like to here, and then it loses target of the track, and then it just gets confused, and it tries to lock back on, or it'll just stop, and you're done. With this drone, if it gets to that point and you're going over, it will keep the camera on him and just spin around.
Nice.
And then it'll keep following. It was amazing. I mean, it just spin around. Even if you walked under it, it still kept target. So the tracking mode on this thing is one of the best I've ever seen on any drone. And I did a lot of different tests, and it was incredible. So that's the follow me. A lot of sensors on this drone. They front, back, underneath, so it's very safe. Unless you really do something wrong, you're not going to hit nothing. And there's a light right here on the bottom. So if you're flying at night, you're going to land, you want to see where you're landing. You're not supposed to fly drones at night, but for whatever case, you can get that light down there. It's like a spotlight. And something that's new about this drone that's not on any of the other drones, it has a built-in memory. An 8 gigabyte memory, I think, built in, which isn't on the other drones. I'm sure it's to do with weight and stuff. And a lot of people are like, well, what's that for? You use SD cards, but if you're flying, say, 3 kilometers out, taking footage of a forest fire or something, and you're trying to figure something out, and the memory card fills up or something like that, then you got to bring it all the way back, switch out the memory card, and then go back out. But with the 8 gigabytes of memory extra, if the memory card fills, it's just going to start using that 8 gigabytes, so you still have time to get, you still have 8 gigabytes of time left, so that's really cool. All right, so that's the drone itself, and now the controller. Now they've redone the controller completely. They've made it a complete square. There's no more folding out hands down here, nothing like that. It's a great size, a great fit, like perfect. I mean, the other drones the handles are great and all, but this one just feels more comfortable. And they've upgraded the phone holder, so now this pops out the top, so it's a spring-loaded phone holder, so that's better than pushing them in because it comes disconnected. And even better than that, they put the cables inside here, so it automatically, you can just pop out the cable, plug it in your phone, or it's got a little hole in here, so you could just put the cable back in and lock it.
This looks like, I forgot the name. The car.
Car?
Tire.
Oh, a pump?
Yes.
Oh, an air pump, yeah. And I heard this is actually the antenna as well. This phone adapter thing is actually part of the antenna system, which is the OcuSync thing. So, and just like the Mavic Mini, the thumb sticks are at the bottom. You can screw them in so that way you don't mess with your calibration if you put it in your bag or anything. And on the top it has tripod mode, normal mode, and sports mode. Tripod mode is extremely slow, smooth video filming, so you can make a clean cut. The normal, it flies normal, and then sports mode is just, it goes. And these things are extremely fast as well. So that's it. And my overall opinion on this drone is it is the best drone out. It's my favorite of them all. It's worth every penny. It's the best drone that they've launched so far, and I wish I had 5 more of them just to play around with. I have no complaints about it. It does everything. It goes far. The battery life is long. I mean, when you go up to the mountains and you can only play for like an hour and a half because you only have 4 or 5 batteries, and then you got to wait to let them recharge off a portable charger. It's kind of like, what am I going to do? But this, 30 minutes of battery, that's great. The distance, the signal, the camera, the 4K, the 8K, hyperlapse things, the slow motion. I mean, it's got everything. So, if you're buying a drone and you really want a good drone that you don't want to spend like $2,000 to be at the pro level because of the camera settings or whatever, definitely this is the only drone you'll need. It's by far more than enough for anybody. Now, for practice and learning, maybe it's a little too much. I don't suggest that, but I'm not saying not to get it for that if that's what you want to do, because it's a perfect drone to learn with. So that's my DJI Mavic Air 2 review. So next is the Japanese version. Take it away.
OK。そんじゃ次紹介するのは、最後の、マビックエア2です。一番新しくて、大きさは中くらいです。これよりは小さいです。そして、コンパクトで畳めます。畳み方が好き。そして、パーフェクトサイズ。で、4K いけるけど、8K ハイパーラ
Hyperlapse. Just say hyperlapse.
なんでペイなんだろうハイパーラプスがもうそろそろ出ます。そして、カメラに特別な設定があります。スローモーションと、バッテリー30分以上。なので、長く遊べます。そして、距離は、10キロ以上かなまでいけるそうです。すごいね。パパは、2キロまでだけど今言ったの。あなたはいいわ。戻りなさい。そして、静かです。他のドローンよりは少し、普通に静かになりました。そして、オプションがいっぱいあって、クイックショットと、新しいクイックショットがあります。そして値段は普通なので、高くも安くもないけど、これだけ、これだけの、ドローンにしたらお買い得です。フォローミーモードはとても、正確です。アメージングです。で、センサーがいっぱいで、ライトが下についてる。ついてます。だから夜になっても遊べる。なんかこう、ランディングするときにできる。UFO。使える。それでいいね。もうちょっと大きくして。そして、スポーツモードも入ってて、コントローラー。そうだね。そう、スポーツモードだって。また早く。で、そして、8ギガ。で、ビルトインメモリが入ってるので。で、そして、コントローラー。今度こそコントローラー。四角形になりました。それで持ちやすくて、スマホを入れるところが、強くなりました。落ちないように。ポンプ。で、そして、デザインが良くなりました。コンパクト。で、そしてサム スティックがちょっと違いの話だけど、またしまってあります。まあ、内容はさっきのと同じ。気持ちよさそう。そして簡単なコントローラーです。でそして全体的に、パパの持ってるドローンの中で、まあ、パパナンバーワンって言ってて、簡単にコントロールができて、長く遊べるし、ドローンが欲しかったら 100%、おすすめです。ジェリー思い出す。で、まあこれが最後です。
So that's our review on the drones. I hope it made sense to some of you. I mean, of course, we didn't go into anything too technical. I don't want to confuse her, and I don't think it's necessary for a lot of people. If you're really into cameras, then you already know all this stuff. If you're just looking to get a drone, then you know, maybe that's something we could help you with. And hope you enjoyed it. I hope you at least watched some of it. And want to say anything?
そうか。見てくれてありがとうございます。まあ、もしも興味があった人は買って。で、よかったら、like and サブスクライブお願いします。バイバイ。
Thank you.
はい。